He went to college in Pittsburgh, is married, has children, successful writing career, just signed a 2-book deal with a major book publisher. But he's written something that is as hateful an article as I've ever read. Whiteness is a pandemic. Whiteness is a public health crisis. It shortens life expectancies. It pollutes air. It constricts equilibrium. It devastates forests. It melts ice caps. It sparks and funds wars. It flattens dialects. It infests consciousnesses. And it kills people. White people and people who are not white, my mom included. There will be people who die in 2050 because of white supremacy-induced decisions from 1850. And he ends it with this. White supremacy is a virus that, like other viruses, will not die until there are no bodies left for it to infect, which means the only way to stop it is to locate it, isolate it, extract it, and kill it. I guess a vaccine could work too, but we've had 400 years to develop one, so I won't hold my breath. End of quote. In other words, it's white people's fault. Walter Williams, the late Walter Williams, 1988.
There's a rather startling statistic, and that is if you take blacks who have high school education, who get married and stay married, who take any kind of job, even if it's a minimum wage job, the rate of poverty among that group of people who can be characterized like that is 4%. And what we're saying, what we're doing is we're saying that much of the problems that black people face are from people who behave in different ways than that. That is, people who do not behave according to the old cultural values of going through school, getting out of school, getting married and staying married, and taking a job. Now, so it seems like the solution is, well, we need to teach people, black people, that, well, it's a good idea to finish school. It's a good idea for girls to keep their legs closed until they get married. It's a good idea for you to get a job rather than to be standing on street corners.
Now, if you saw the movie Malcolm X or read the book, there's a scene where a white co-ed, he's speaking at a college, comes up to him and says, Mr. X, not all white people are bad. What can I do to help? And he replied, nothing. I gave a talk at a high school in Cleveland some years ago, and in the front row there were 3 or 4 black kids, all of whom had Malcolm X t-shirts with Malcolm X grimacing and his finger pointing. And I said to them during the speech, I stopped and I said, I see you guys are wearing this Malcolm X shirt. I said, did you ever read the autobiography of Malcolm X? And one of them had. The others had not. I said, what happened in the last chapter of the book? And he said, he changed his attitude about white people and didn't feel they were devils anymore. I said, exactly. But the picture you guys have is a picture of Malcolm X before he changed. Why is it that you're focusing on that picture, not on how he changed? In fact, in his book, he talks about the co-ed who came up to him, and he said, and I'm quoting, I told you about the one who flew from her New England college down to New York and came up to me in the Nation of Islam's restaurant in Harlem and asked me what she could do, and I told her there was nothing she could do. I regret that I told her that. I wish that now I knew her name, or where I could telephone her or write to her and tell her what I tell white people now when they present themselves as being sincere and ask me one way or another the same thing she asked, and proceeded to say the kinds of things he thought white people could do.